Okay, hello everyone, it's William DeBoyk here, and welcome to our fifth and final video here on what is Forex, done by myself for pipjunkies.com. Now, we've spoken about a few basics already. What I want to talk about in this video is the different ways in which people do trade Forex. Now, we'll be speaking about a couple of these. It'll be very, very brief because the Pip Junkies website, the way I trade the market, the way most people will be trading the market is the spot market. There are other ways, and as I said, we'll cover them briefly. We'll briefly cover the pros and cons, but I don't want to spend too much time focusing on the other ways. As I say, it's just not the way we're going to be doing it. So there are four main ways in which people do trade forex. So you've got the spot market, you have the futures market, you have the option market, and you also have the ETF market, which stands for, as you can see on their exchange traded funds. Now we'll talk about each of these briefly, as I say, and cover the benefits. Yeah, okay, so let's get into it. So, anyway, the spot market. Now, the spot market, as I say, is the market that I'm personally trading. It's the market that most of the people here watching these videos are going to be trading. And the benefits of the spot market, well, it's very simple, okay? It's a lot more simple than the futures market, the options market, the ETF market. So the simplicity, a lot of people like to get into the spot market first of all, and to be honest, a majority of people stay there. You may get the odd person moving over to futures, but a majority of people tend to stay with the spot market. Also, as well, you've got the liquidity. Liquidity is very high. I've mentioned in the last video the benefits of that briefly. The spreads are low typically, so brokers aren't charging you too much. You're not getting, you don't have massive spreads to compete with initially. Also, it works 24 hours. Okay, it's a 24-hour market. Also, as well, funds, you can start trading in the spot market with relatively low funds. That's not always a good idea. I mean, we can go into that in future videos, but they're the main benefits, I would say. Also, as well, majority of spot market brokers provide their own charts, analysis, research, comments, things like that, just things to sort of help people along the way. So they're the main benefits of the spot market. Now, the futures market itself, basically what the futures market is when you're buying or selling a particular currency in this case at a specific price on a specific future date. Okay, so hence the name futures. Okay. Now the benefits of futures market, it is very transparent compared to the spot market. You can actually log online and you can see exactly how many people have placed buy trades. You can see how many people have placed sell trades. So it's very, very, very well regulated. The spot market itself is regulated. It's not completely unregulated, but the rules are a lot stricter in the futures market. It's a lot more, it's just a lot more strict basically. There's a certain exchange for the futures market. Okay, we already mentioned with spot market in the previous video that there's no central exchange for forex trading spot forex, whereas with futures there is. So that's the reason why it can all be regulated and it's a lot easier to keep track of. So that's one benefit of that. Options as well is another way that people trade this. And options is basically when someone has the option to buy or sell a particular, once again, currency in this case, for a specific price. Okay, but the option will have an expiration date. So, if you sold something, then you would be obliged to sell the currency that you've purchased at that specific price. Okay, so that's basically the way of looking at it. It's a little bit complicated. Also, as well, it does go through exchanges just as the futures market does. But yeah, it's not as good. I mean, the negatives of the options market as opposed to the spot or futures market is as well. It's not 24 hours, so you can have that problem as well. Now, ETFs or exchange traded funds, that's probably, in my opinion anyway, I mean, other people, of course, will disagree, but in my opinion, the ETFs are probably the worst way of trading. Not only have you not got a 24-hour market, but you're very, very rarely, if in fact ever, going to be trading just currencies. Okay, there's going to be a bunch of stocks and options. There's going to be loads of random things, and they're put in as part of the package. It's a complete waste of time, in my opinion. And as I say, we won't be talking about that any further on this website. So that's just a brief understand. As I say, people don't really need to know too much about the futures market. If you know absolutely nothing about futures, nothing about options, and nothing but ETFs is not a big deal. As I say, the spot market's what we're going to be focusing on this, what we're going to be trading, and that's what's going to be useful to everyone else, hopefully. So that's pretty much it for now then, guys. As I said, this will be the last video in the What is Forex series. We'll have a lot more coming though, so look out for them. Any questions in the meantime as well, just let me know and we'll be happy to help. So take care and speak to you soon.